Baba Ramdev backed Patanjali Ayurved is in trouble again. Recently, the Supreme Court restricted the brand from advertising its products. The court had issued a contempt notice to the company and its managing director, Acharya Balakrishna. What led the Supreme Court to take this decision? Which laws did Patanjali violate? Let's find out in this video. Before we get started, let's take a close look at this case starting from 2021. During the second wave of COVID-19, when the world was struggling with the pandemic, Baba Ramdev criticized the COVID-19 vaccines and even called allopathy a stupid science. After this incident, the Indian Medical Association or the IMA lodged a complaint against Baba Ramdev and Patanjali Ayurved for defaming evidence-based medicine. The association had also filed a petition alleging that the company's advertisements made false claims about curing certain serious diseases. The organization also complained against Ramdev for his comments on the COVID-19 vaccine drive and modern medicines. Though in 2023, Patanjali promised not to make any false claims in court, the company continued to make such claims while discrediting modern medicines. Such instances led the Supreme Court to make these observations, and it ordered the company to stop discrediting allopathy and advertising their products as permanent cures for chronic conditions without scientific data. The court stated that this was a violation of the Drugs and Magic Remedies Objectionable Advertisements Act 1954.
So the Drugs and Magic Remedies Objectionable Advertisement Act is kind of a very strong act, and it is created with a particular objective of prohibiting as well as controlling the advertisement of drugs and completely prohibiting the advertisement of those remedies which are alleged to possess the magical qualities. So if you go deep into this act, there is a proper definition of advertisement, proper definition of magical remedies, proper definition of drugs. And also, as per section 3 of this particular act is concerned, so if someone goes for any sort of advertisement of a drug which is used for the treatment of particular disorders and disease which has been mentioned in this particular act, and also in the schedule attached to this particular act, that is completely prohibited, like the advertisement of those drugs which are used for diabetes, to treat diabetes or to treat cancer, leprosy and all these kind of things which are clearly mentioned in the act. And also this act completely prohibits all sort of misleading advertisement, false claim on drugs and everything. And if anyone violates this particular act, they might end up in jail from 6 months to 1 year. Basically for first conviction, that is 6 months along with fine or both. And for second conviction, that is 1 year with fine or both. A writ petition was filed by the Indian Medical Association against Patanjali in the Supreme Court of India. And as per the petition of Indian Medical Association, it is clearly stated that Patanjali was involved in continuous spreading of misinformation against allopathy and modern science of medicine. And also there were some false claims made by Patanjali. Based on that, Supreme Court, an order was passed in the month of November 2023. And as per the order, there was an undertaking given by the counsel for Patanjali that they will not be involved in any sort of casual statements against the modern science of medicine, and they will not be involved in any sort of false claims or misleading advertisement, etc. Recently, when the matter was again heard in the month of February, Supreme Court came heavily on this particular Patanjali, and they said that, as per the prima facie thing, they find that there was a proper violation on the part of the Patanjali with respect to the order passed in the month of November and the undertaking given by the council. They can see that there was some misleading advertisements and claim with respect to their drugs which are used for the treatment of diseases mentioned in the Drugs and Magic Remedies Act. So an order was passed against Patanjali where a notice was issued against Patanjali asking why contempt of court should not be taken against them. And the second thing is that they are restrained from advertisement of any sort of drugs which are used for the treatment of disorders mentioned in the Drugs and Magic Remedies Act, and they are also restrained about giving any sort of casual statements against the modern science of medicine. So this is the present update about the case. Now it is going to get into different sort of hearing and everything. So let's see what is going to happen.
On March 19, while hearing a plea in this case, the Supreme Court sought the personal appearance of Ramdev and Patanjali Ayurved Managing Director Acharya Balakrishna before it in the contempt proceedings. Later, on March 21, Balakrishna tendered an apology to the apex court for misleading advertisements. The Supreme Court strictures against Patanjali Ayurved are a reminder to companies to give only accurate information in their advertisements.